guys, how y'all doing today? My name is Franchise Fanatic and welcome back to the channel. And today, if you guys, is the final video of 2022. Now, I did post a Borderlands Ultimate Tribute video that is already up on the channel. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. It's probably my best tribute of the year. Not gonna lie, I think Borderlands is a fantastic franchise, and that tribute is insanely good. I spent a lot of time on it, so go check it out. I'll probably link it in this video's description. But today we're actually gonna be talking about the end, or I guess the entire year of 2022, and kind of talking about the good and the bad. Now, I'm not going to get mushy. I'm just going to talk it to franchises. Overall, I had a great year. If we're just talking about specific, not non-specifics, I had a great year. But in terms of like franchises and stuff, we're going to talk about the best and worst movies and video games and shows that I've seen this year. So I have my little dinky phone here. I texted myself the movies I've seen because I didn't want to. Forget anything. But if I did miss a movie and you're like, hey, franchise, you saw that movie. I'm sorry I forgot. Okay, I tried my best. So we're just going through the list. So Morbius. Look, this was, oh boy, this was probably my least favorite movie of the year. It's not horrible, but comparative to everything else that Sony's, like the Venom movies, Venom 1 and Let There Be Carnage, those are not the best Marvel movies, all right? They're not the best things in the world. But Morbius came out, and they kind of had deceptive marketing, and they just kind of bombed it. The whole have sex scene with that guy shirtless in the bathroom dancing, it was just cringe-inducing. It's watchable, but I wouldn't buy it on Blu-ray. I wouldn't, I'd watch it again if someone wanted me to, but I probably wouldn't go out of my way to purchase this. Like I said, probably my least favorite movie of the year. Again, nothing horrible, but it's not the best. Let's just be honest. The next is Disney Pixar's Lightyear. So this is the story of Buzz Lightyear, the human man, not the toy. And within the first 5 seconds of the movie, they go, oh yeah, this is the story of the toy, and this is the movie Andy saw. So they're literally telling you in the first 5 seconds of the freaking movie, none of this stuff is canon, none of it matters, it's all garbage, F you. And the movie that follows is good. I think the animation's good. The big reason why this film got banned and hated and just kind of overlooked is, of course, the lesbian woke kiss scene. Lightyear is not a kid's film. There are teenagers and adults that watched it. There were adults. There were 0 kids in my theater when I saw it. It was just me, my parents, and a bunch of adults and teens. There were no baby children. But for the baby children that are going to be watching, because, again, it's for everyone, have fun explaining lesbians to your children, parents. Good job, Disney. Again, that's just their agenda, forcing this stuff down your throat. Other than that woke message, it's an alright movie. Maybe I wouldn't buy it on Blu-ray, but overall, I think it's a decent movie. I didn't hate it. Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Sonic 1 was a fantastic movie after the redesign fiasco. And then this, Sonic 2 came out. I still got to get it on Blu-ray. But it upped the ante. I'm a massive Sonic the Hedgehog fan. Always have been. There haven't been the best games. I still got to get Frontiers. If you have played Sonic Frontiers, tell me in the comments what you think. But overall, I think that it was kind of a strange movie because you have Sonic and Tails and Knuckles and all that, and they're fighting Dr. Eggman or Robotnik, right? They're getting the Chaos Emerald, so they're introducing more lore from the Sonic games. But at the same time, you cut away to this. I think Tom and his wife, they're getting married, or someone's getting married. I don't remember. There's a marriage, and there's a bunch of they cut away from Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles, the good stuff, to kind of a more boring wedding scenes where some of it's funny, it is entertaining, but it doesn't feel like it really necessarily belongs in a Sonic movie. It all comes together in the end. It all makes sense. It all ties together. But just when I was watching in the theaters, I was like, why the fudge am I watching some half-naked guy play volleyball? And I don't understand, Like, I get it, it's funny, but at the same time, it just doesn't feel like it belongs in a Sonic movie. But I enjoyed it. I still got to get it on Blu-ray. Black Panther 2 or Black Panther Wakanda Forever. This was kind of a trouble movie. If you saw my review, of course, the whole only black people can watch the movie, white people aren't allowed. Recast T'Challa. Marvel Studios completely woke. William Hurt dies. They're recast in 5 seconds. Chadwick dies. Oh, he's here forever. I don't know. I think that if they're recasting one, they should recast the other. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Now, the movie that we did end up getting, while a little bit woke, there was a lesbian thing, there's Namor and colonization, even though it's not how it works. So they got some terminology wrong, they got some ideals wrong, and they kind of forced some stuff. But it wasn't as bad as, say, Thor Love and Thunder, which we'll get to in a minute. I do think that overall Black Panther Wakanda Forever is a good movie. The CGI is good, the story's good. Again, for what they were, the hand that they were dealt, I think it works. You know what I mean? There's stuff that I was like, I don't know if I do it that way. But overall, I think the movie, it's pretty long. It's almost 3 hours. But it definitely is a good movie. Probably a great way to end Phase 4. Which, look, Phase 4, MCU, not too good. Let's be honest here. I think Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings was great. I think that came out this year. That one's amazing. But, you got some stinkers like She-Hulk, Miss Marvel, stuff like that. But we'll get into it. Black Panther 2, though, pretty good. Puss in Boots, The Last Wish, or Puss in Boots 2. I just posted a review on that. It's easily one of my favorite movies of the year. Probably my second favorite film of the year. It's also my second favorite DreamWorks movie. Coming in at Rise of the Guardians, Puss in Boots 2, and probably Megamind, or maybe Puss in Boots 1, something like that. Last Wish, man, what a good effing movie for all ages, man. It's fantastic. The animation's amazing. The comedy is amazing. The story is amazing. Everything about Puss in Boots and The Last Wish is just awesome. And for like an hour and a half, it's just pure cinema for an hour and a half. It's fantastic. If you have kids, if you don't have kids, if you're an adult, teen, kid, whatever, watch this movie ASAP. Thor 4, Thor Love and Thunder. Oh boy. So, I wasn't a massive fan of Ragnarok. I think Thor being a little goofy doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Thankfully, in Love and Thunder, they do explain it, and it's essentially Thor was hanging out with Jane, and Thor kind of realized how he can become human and how he can, he was kind of blending in with the human populace, and he's not always a stoic, boring character on Asgard. He can kind of relate to humans. So that makes sense. They kind of fixed that for me. But then Taika Waititi just poops all over everything, and he's like, oh yeah, infinity cones. I got you. Get it? Instead of infinity stones? It's like that's the equivalent of making a 9/11 ice cream shop or a Jew Holocaust bar. You wouldn't do that. You know what I mean? Like Thanos murdered half the population of every planet ever in the known galaxy. And then they're like, yeah, fuck it, just make an ice cream store, who cares? That is classic Taika Waititi not understanding the source material and not understanding the world that this movie exists in. Of course, they have the woke politics, of course. Korg's gay, Valkyrie's lesbian, whatever. If you are that way, that's perfectly fine. Just, I don't want to shove down my freaking throat. You know what I mean? That's all I'm asking. No more politics and agendas. Just give me a good movie without anything. That's all I want. And thankfully, a lot of these movies are that, but Thor: Love and Thunder is not. Besides that stuff, though, I do honestly believe it's an okay movie. It looks great. It has fun action scenes, good songs. It just, Taika just takes any second he can to make fun of something. Something that even, shouldn't be made fun of. Like, Jane Foster, stage 4 cancer. She's like, huh, it's only stage 4 cancer. It's not like it's gonna kill me. And then it kills her. But, who the hell jokes about stage 4 cancer? Like, I get it. Maybe you can make a joke out of that somehow, but the way they did it, it shouldn't. Like, he veered too much into comedy, when he shouldn't have. It should have been a mix. But instead, he treated everything like a joke. Apparently, that Axel, Heimdall's kid, that CGI face in the sky, that looks like complete ass. So I don't know. I don't know what they're doing. But oh boy, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. So this is the first Marvel MCU horror movie. Not horror, I gotta enunciate, horror, directed by Sam Raimi, who of course directed the Evil Dead, Evil Dead 1, Evil Dead 2, and Army of Darkness, Evil Dead 3. He did some other stuff, he did, Oz and whatever, but this is the first, MCU horror outage, and I think it's perfectly awesome. I think it's one of my favorite, it might be my favorite movie in Phase 4. And yeah, they have some bad characterization where America Chavez is like, I can't control my powers, and then Zombie Strange in the end is like, hey, control your powers, and she's like, oh yeah, okay, I'll do that. It's just easy, dumb writing, but other than that, the cameos were good, the acting was good, the CGI was good, the horror elements were really good, and I really enjoyed it. Definitely a worthy Sam Raimi film. The Batman. This is a fantastic movie. It's probably my favorite Batman movie of all time. I just recently rewatched it with my nanny and poppy, and they loved it. And it's just a fantastic movie in every sense of the word. I love it. It's a perfect Batman movie. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. It's freaking amazing. That's all I can say on it. I'm going to mention it a little bit later. Oh, we got Bad Guys. I'm not sick. Bad Guys. The Bad Guys. Another DreamWorks movie that came out this year. This one's just under Puss in Boots, but it's got the same animation. It's got so many amazing moments. I believe it's based on a book, but there's so many you know, elements of it where the animation is kind of like Puss in Boots, kind of like Spider-Verse, where it's kind of like a, yeah, I guess it's kind of like Borderlands in a way. You know, that style of animation, kind of cel-shaded work. Very well directed, very you know, well voice acted. It looks great. It's funny. It's entertaining. It has a good story, good message. It's just shy of Puss in Boots 2, but a very good movie. And then we have, of course, DC League of Super Pets, which is the one of the first animated DC movies to hit the theaters that isn't a Lego Batman movie. And it's great. I think it's fantastic. You know, I mean, I gotta get that on Blu-ray too. It's very funny, very action-packed, good animation, good story, and it's just classic good animation for a DC animated movie about the talking pets. Which, yes, Crypto the Super Dog, Ace the Bat Hound, Bat Cow, all these animals, they are legitimate DC characters. There are comics about them. They're in the Lego games. They're real DC characters, and they made a movie about it, and it's good. So there you go. And then we have, of course, Black Adam. Now, this movie completely shite itself in the box office. No one saw it, I don't think. Dwayne Johnson really was pushing for this movie, and then, of course, I'm going to make a video on it, trust me. I'm probably a little late, but I'm still going to make it on James Gunn, you know, fired, and then, of course, he fires Dwayne Johnson as Black Adam. I enjoy Black Adam, okay? Yes, the whole internet's memeing it to hell, but I genuinely like this movie. I'm going to buy it on Blu-ray when it comes out. I'm going to rewatch it again and again. I thought it was a very good DCEU movie, probably the last DCEU movie without James Gunn's little fingies all over it and, you know, poop messing it up. Jurassic World Dominion. No one likes this movie. I love this movie. Again, I'm recently reviewing the Jurassic era. I have Jurassic Park 1 review, The Lost World. Jurassic Park 2 is coming up very soon. But I haven't seen the extended version of Dominion. I saw the theatrical version in theaters. I haven't seen the extended. I think it's 147 minutes, and the extended is 160. So it is going to be fun to see the extended version, and again, that review will be coming soon. But I love Dominion, the theatrical version so far. Maybe my opinion will change after the extended, but so far, from what I can remember, it's actually my favorite one out of all 6. And then we have Uncharted, which is a movie no one believed came out in 2022. I enjoyed it. Look, here's the thing about Uncharted. It's a good movie. I'll buy it on Blu-ray, and it's watchable, and it's fine. However, they completely effed it because the way they should... I'm telling you, this is ingenious. They should hire me. Sony, hire me, all right? They're not watching, but if you are, hire me. How they should have made this movie is how they made Tintin. Make it motion capture, where it's an animated movie, technically, but that way you can make it look like the cutscenes of the games and have the voice actors come back. Instead of getting Tom Holland, who's in every goddamn movie, and freaking Mark Wahlberg, who looks nothing like Sully, or acts like Sully. He just acts like Mark Wahlberg in the movie, you know. I know they're trying to go for a younger Nathan Drake, but look, just if they made it how they made Tintin, that animation style, with the original voice actors coming back, it would have been a complete hit, I guarantee you. Now, if I missed any movies, tell me in the comments down below, but my least favorite movie out of all these, wrapping this up, would have to be Morbius. I don't hate it, but again, it's by far the worst movie I've seen this year. Nothing really fantastic about it. It wasn't, you know, I didn't give it an F. I don't remember what I gave it, maybe like a C- or a D+, but nothing too insanely good about it, let's just put it that way. And I think the best movie of 2022 is The Batman. This movie is, like I said, it's by far one of my favorite. It's by far my favorite Batman movie. It's probably one of my favorite DC movies of all time, up there with the Lego Batman movie, Joker, Aquaman, you know, Snyder Cut, stuff like that. It's just a great movie, and if you're a Batman or DC fan, you owe it to yourself to watch this movie multiple times. It gets better every rewatch. So The Batman is my favorite movie, and Morbius is my least favorite. Now on to video games. Actually, no, we'll go to shows. My favorite show, I've seen Book of Boba Fett, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Andor, Ninjago Season 15 crystallized. Yes, it's Season 15. I'm trying to think what else I saw. I think that's it. Oh yeah, Miss Marvel, She-Hulk, Moon Knight, Hawkeye, and the Werewolf by Night thing, and the Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special. I like them all. My least favorite is by far She-Hulk. That is a woke propaganda bullcrap movie that needs to be burned. Miss Marvel is also just liberal propaganda under the guise of superheroes. Not a good show at all. Do you like it? That's fine. I don't like it. And then, of course, I think my favorite show of the year would have to be... I don't know if Ninjago Season 15 can be counted because it's not a new show, it's a season, but whatever. Probably Obi-Wan Kenobi. I think it's probably my favorite show. Again, I love Boba Fett. I love the Book of Boba Fett. I loved Andor. But I think Obi-Wan Kenobi just had everything I was looking for in a Star Wars show that came out this year. And that's not to say Andor and Book of Boba Fett are bad or, not as good. Just if I had a blaster to my head and I had to choose, I'd probably say Obi-Wan Kenobi. So anyway, on to video games. If I'm missing a game, tell me in the comments. But the games I got this year that came out this year, Grand Theft Auto 5 Remastered for Series X, GTA Trilogy Edition, Lego Star Wars The Skywalker Saga, Dying Light 2, Elden Ring, and Saints Row. Oh boy, okay, so GTA 5 Remastered, it's literally Grand Theft Auto 5 on the Series X. Really good graphics, and it runs at a essentially consistent 60 FPS. Same game, it's a perfect game, except for the fact that you have to hit the goddamn A button to run, because all you hear is the A button as you're trying to play, and then it just hurts your thumb. I don't know why the idiots at Rockstar thought, hey, you know what? Let's have a mash the A button. I get it. You hold it to run, you tap it to sprint. I understand. It's more realistic, I guess. It just sucks. Like, no one likes to hit the A button a billion times in a row if your car explodes or you just want to run. You know what I mean? I know driving in GTA 5 is fun, but running in GTA 5 is a freaking chore. And they really should have made it better. GTA Trilogy Definitive Edition. I'm complaining this all on the Xbox Series X. This game came out like a dog cheek, like butt. It came out like butt. Okay, that's what I can say. It wasn't that good of a game. I'll tell you right now. Oh boy, it ran like poop. The rain was all wonky. Glitches galore. Bridges were missing. CJ in San Andreas would fall through the earth randomly. Of course, encompassing GTA 3, Vice City, and San Andreas. Now, right now, at the time of filming this video, I own it still, and I play it, and it's essentially fixed. But there is no excuse for Rockstar or whoever the fudge made this, the phone guys, whatever. There is no excuse to release a game this poor. I mean, it was almost a Cyberpunk 2077 thing. I don't know if Cyberpunk came out in 2022. I kind of forgot about that game. I traded it in. If it did, it's ass, and I hate it. But in terms of GTA Trilogy, very rocky launch, but it came out pretty good, I think. And then we have Lego Star Wars The Skywalker Saga. As you guys know, I'm a massive Star Wars fan. All Star Wars is good. I love everything canon. And I'm not just saying that because I'm biased. I have reasons why I love everything. Trust me, I'm not an idiot, okay? I love everything for reasons. But when it comes to the Lego games, they're amazing as well, for reasons. And Lego Star Wars The Skywalker Saga is, of course, Episode 1 through 9. And it encompasses all that. It's got beautiful open worlds. My only issue with the game is the sky flicker. Not everyone has it. Other people do. I have seen it online. TT Games, they made a fantastic video game. Lego Star Wars is easily the best Lego game and the best Star Wars game of all time. Period. Hands down. But little things like sky flicker or Captain Rex's blaster bolt being red when it should be blue, or Jango Fett's blaster sound effect not being right, or little things like that where it takes 5 seconds. 5 seconds to fix this stuff, and they don't do it. They don't hot fix it. I don't know. But overall, Sky Flicker really freaking killed the game for me because I am forced to play the game in 30 FPS when I should be playing in 60 on my Series X. However, when you play the game in 60 FPS, the sky goes haywire and it's like a seizure rave in the sky. 30 FPS doesn't really happen at all. So, I don't know. Dying Light 2. I love Dying Light 1, and I think Dying Light 2 might be even better. I think the parkour is the best in any game ever. The story is garbage, essentially. I played it. It's not that good. The meat and potatoes of Dying Light 2 is running around, doing parkour, killing zombies. It's fun as fudge. That's all it is. Elden Ring. One game of the year. I guess Bill Clinton won, but whatever. But Elden Ring is a perfect game except for one little thing. You have beautiful bosses, amazing open world, perfect controls. It's difficult, but it's worth playing. It's got a deep lore, really good, RPG mechanics, good graphics. It runs okay, but that's the main issue. On an Xbox Series X, a $500 console, Elden Ring runs like dog cheeks. It doesn't run good at all. When you get into the open world, it runs like butt. Like, if you slowly move your thumb on the right stick to, just take in the views, the screen, the borders of my TV screen go, they jitter and they go crazy because the game can't handle the 60 FPS. So, the worst part about Elden Ring is the fact that it runs poorly. I don't know how this game won Game of the Year. I think it's sort of worthy to win Game of the Year, But if, you know, you can have all the doodads and all the fancy crap you want. If the game doesn't run that good on a next-gen console, it should not win Game of the Year. Anyway, and then we got Saints Row. I love the Saints Row franchise. I owned 1. I played a little bit of 2. I'm going to finish it, don't worry. I played 3 for a little bit. I traded it because it was taking up too much storage. Saints Row 4, fantastic. Probably the best one I played. I haven't played them all, but I love Saints Row 4. Gat Out of Hell I will play soon, but and then, you know, I'm like, oh, okay, cool. I'll get the new Saints Row game. Why not? Story. The story is the definition of liberal propaganda, I'll tell you that much. If you play it, it's complete horribleness. The writing is god-awful, the characters are god-awful, the voice acting is god-awful, the graphics are kind of okay. The only redeeming thing about Saints Row is that it's got a pretty good open world to run around and drive around in. The combat's fun, I guess. The animation for the takedown kills are good. But again, it falls into the trap that Elden Ring did. It just doesn't run that good. Your character jitters and jumps like crazy. You move the camera slowly, and again, it goes like that. It's just poorly optimized. You know, they recently had a big-ass patch where they're like, we're fixing the game! And they didn't fix the game. They didn't fix my game, so I actually traded Saints Row, or I will be trading Saints Row in next time I get to the exchange. By far, Saints Row was the worst game I played this year. And Lego Star Wars The Skywalker Saga is the best game I played this year. Now, I know, sky flicker, but when you put it at 30 FPS, there really is no sky flicker. It's a little bit on Takodana, but for like 5 seconds, and then it kind of stops. Again, every game I mentioned has glitches that need to be fixed. No game was perfect this year in terms of like there are 0 bugs. But Lego Star Wars The Skywalker Saga is probably the best game of the year, I think. It has beautiful graphics, it's funny, it's well written, for the most part, well voice acted. I could do better than half of them, just saying. I'm not tooting my own horn, but I can. And then you also have, you know, great replay value. The open worlds are fantastic. Just you know, being able to go to Tatooine and then get in a friggin' ship, go to space, destroy a dreadnought, and then go to Dagobah, do quests there, and then go to Crate, and then Jakku, and then Pasana, and then Naboo, or Mustafar, or Exegol. It's insane. It is a Star Wars fan's dream, whether you like the prequels, originals, or sequels. I myself love all of them, as a Star Wars fan should, so I think it's very fitting and appropriate that this game kind of did a really damn good job at really, you know, kind of encompassing what I love about Star Wars in one cohesive package. So yeah, and again, Saints Row is the worst game I played this year, but if there's anything I missed and you're like, hey, stupid, you reviewed that, you know, but in terms of like movies I've seen this year, you know, stuff like that, that's kind of cut and dry. But when it comes to video games, I recently, like I said, I got into the Borderlands franchise. I 100% of Borderlands 2. I finished the campaign and then I dove into the new Game Plus mode where everything's harder and it scales to your character. Borderlands 2 was one of the best games I've ever played. I'm not mentioning it because it didn't come out in 2022. So, I'm also, at the time of recording this, I am playing Borderlands 3. I love it so far. I'm not very far into it, but I'm going to keep playing it. But anyway, that is my best and worst list of 2022. Make sure to tell me down below what your favorite movie, show, video game, and of course as well as your least favorite movie, show, or video game in the comments down below. We'll have a little discussion. And yeah, man, I had a great year, had a great 2022. There was some crazy stuff that happened, but other than that, you know, nothing, you know, for me, I had a happy and healthy and safe year, which is good. You know, nothing crazy happened to me. World events, I mean, shit's nuts. But other than that, you know, I think this was a pretty good year for myself. I had a lot of fun. YouTube was great. School and all that. So hopefully I will have a safe, happy, and healthy 2023 as well as you guys. Thank you for supporting me this year. And 2023 is going to be a much bigger year in terms of content. I guarantee you that. But subscribe if you're new. Like the video if you enjoyed. Can't wait for more. And yeah. Oh, wait. Here we go. I gotta end the video in style. Happy New Year. Thank you guys, and we'll see you in the next video. Yeah.